One comment, one sentence, and just like that, your peace is shattered. Not because the words are true, but because they got to you. That's all it takes. They don't need to punch you to win. They just need you to flinch, to react, to lose your center, even for a second. Welcome to the real battlefield. Not a war of fists, but a war of opinions, a war of silence, of looks that sting harder than words. This is psychological warfare, and if you don't know the rules, you've already lost. We live in a world designed to provoke. Clickbait, arguments, passive-aggressive praise. Everyone fishing for your attention because your reaction is their power. If they can make you react, they control the narrative. Here's the truth they never told you. In a world addicted to chaos, calm is rebellion. If you don't shout, if you don't explain, if you don't respond, you become unpredictable. And what's unpredictable becomes dangerous. They won't say it, but your silence terrifies them because it reflects something they can't control, something they can't understand. You were taught to be nice, to be kind, to be agreeable, but not once were you taught how to remain centered when everything around you is trying to pull you apart. You're not here to be reactive. You're here to remember who you are, to take back what they keep trying to hijack, your emotional sovereignty. You don't fight chaos with more noise. You defeat it by staying still while everything else trembles. And this video won't teach you how to argue better. It will show you how to never need to. The power of emotional mastery. You were never taught how to defend yourself, only how to feel. Since childhood, you were rewarded for being quiet, praised for being easy. You were called mature for keeping your mouth shut. You learned that being agreeable earned you love, and expressing pain made you a burden. But no one told you the cost. Every unspoken word becomes an internal scream. Every moment you choose peace over self-respect, you train yourself to disappear. Here's the brutal truth. Every time you react emotionally, you give away control. Not just over the moment, but over your image, your power, your future. Emotion, though real, is currency. And in the wrong hands, it's weaponized against you. Manipulators don't scream. They whisper. They poke. They comment just enough to provoke you, to make you show your cards. Imagine this. You're in a meeting. Someone makes a subtle jab disguised as a joke, questioning your competence. You feel the heat in your face, the pressure in your chest. Pause. You can speak, defend, fire back, and win the moment, but lose the war. The moment you react emotionally, they've got you. They know they can control you. The most powerful person in any conflict is not the loudest. It's the one who doesn't move, yet moves everyone else. Don't react. Don't explain. Govern. Silence, your most powerful weapon. They told us strength is loud. The one who speaks first, the fastest, the most wins. They told us the room belongs to the voice that fills it. But that's not strength. That's theater. That's noise pretending to be power. Real strength doesn't compete for attention, doesn't scramble to be seen. It doesn't fight to be understood. It chooses silence, not as retreat, but as dominance. Silence forces others to face themselves, and most people can't survive that. The loudest ones want to be heard, but silence carries weight. It's surgical. It's sharp. When you choose silence, you control the narrative, making people uneasy in your stillness. Calm is unpredictable, and unpredictability is power. They can't fight what doesn't react. You don't need to shout to dominate a room. Sometimes, all it takes is walking in and saying nothing, letting your presence do the talking, letting the tension build, letting the silence choke out their arrogance. And the moment they start explaining themselves just to fill the void, that's when you know you've won. Mastering self-control in chaos. Every provocation is a trap, a setup to pull you off center, to drag you out of your frame, to make you abandon yourself in the name of ego. The question is not, are you strong enough to fight back? The real question is, are you strong enough to stay still when everything in you wants to explode? Picture this. Someone throws shade at you. Everyone's watching, waiting for your response, and you do nothing. Just look, not with anger, not with fear, but with stillness, with clarity, with a calm that unsettles the air. That's self-control, not suppression, but command. People who can't control themselves will try to control you. They provoke to test your stability. But you don't owe anyone your reaction. Silence is not weakness. It's a weapon. It's a mirror. When you hold it up, people see themselves and panic because they expected you to fight. They expected you to prove something, but you didn't. That terrifies them because in that moment, they no longer know who you are. And in not knowing, they lose control. The ego's fear of stillness. The ego doesn't fear being wrong. It fears being invisible. It doesn't need to be right. It just needs to be seen, acknowledged. Silence drives the ego insane. It's the death of the ego's voice. When someone tries to provoke you, they don't want the truth. They want a reaction. They want to see you flinch. But what happens when you just look at them? No defense, no outburst, just stillness, just presence, just breathe. The ego inside them begins to scream because you didn't feed it. And like a starving animal, it turns inward. Stillness is not weakness. It's the death of the ego. When you refuse to react, you force others to look inward. They fall apart, not because you were cruel, but because you were calm. In a world of chaos, calm is the most violent mirror you can hold up to someone. The price of calm. When you stop reacting, you start losing people fast, not because you hurt them, but because you stopped letting them control you. You stopped explaining yourself, stopped proving your intentions, stopped playing the emotional game. And suddenly, you're the problem. They say you've changed. You're distant. You're cold. But here's the truth. You didn't change. You just stopped leaking energy into conversations that drained you. You stopped chasing validation from people who only loved the emotional version of you. Your calm unsettled them because they didn't want connection. They wanted control. When you stop reacting to their chaos, you break the pattern. The moment you stop reacting, they fall apart. This is the cost of calm. The lonelier path, the quiet exits, the misunderstood boundaries. People don't just leave because you were unkind. They leave because you became unreadable. They don't know how to control what they can't decode. Emotional detachment without losing your humanity. Detachment is not coldness. It's the mastery of your emotions. The ability to stand in the fire of feeling without letting it consume your reason. You still feel, but you no longer abandon yourself to do it. You don't chase people who treat your value like a discount tag. True detachment is not disconnection. It's alignment. It's a refusal to lose yourself in relationships. If they can't meet you there, you let them go. Not with resentment, but with respect. You don't bond through wounds. You bond through vision, through alignment, through reciprocity. Why calm people win long term? Look around. The loudest ones are everywhere. The ones who interrupt, who need the last word, the spotlight, the applause. They win attention. They win arguments, but they self-destruct. Their power depends on being seen, and that kind of power never lasts. Now look at the calm ones. They don't talk much. They don't chase noise. They walk into a room and something changes. People lower their voice, straighten their posture, not out of fear, but out of something deeper, respect. Calm people command respect without asking for it. They win because they never stopped seeing the long game, even when the world tried to blind them with noise. Calm is strategy. Calm is legacy. The power of stillness in a noisy world. Every second, something is trying to steal your attention. A notification, a headline, a tone of voice. The world is addicted to speed, to outrage, to noise. In that chaos, the one who stays still becomes a ghost in the system. They can't predict you. They can't provoke you. They can't manipulate you. Stillness isn't absence. It's presence. It's the art of holding your ground when everything is shaking. It's the ability to let others flail while you observe from a place of deep alignment. When calm becomes the ultimate victory. When you master calm, you stop chasing victory because you realize you are the victory. You don't need to prove your worth. You are your own proof. You don't need applause. You walk in silence, and the world adjusts its volume. Calm isn't passive. It's surgical. It's the art of moving with intention, of choosing alignment over approval. When someone attacks you, don't flinch. Don't perform. Don't rush to defend. Look them in the eye and remain still. You're not here to react. You're here to redefine. You're not here to survive their storm. You're here to become the calm that ends it. So, when they say you've changed, smile. They're right. You changed the rules. You stopped playing, and now you're writing the next one. If this hit you deep, subscribe and join us at Ver 2 for more powerful mindset transformations.